And then we know that he's been rescued and spent many years with the Mandalorian, went back with Luke. Now we've been 2 years apart from him there training.
A new Star Wars book has recently come out, and it is making Jon Favreau look like a fool. In fact, it's not making Lucasfilm look very good either.
Yeah, it's making everybody over there look pretty dumb, actually, right now.
Let's get into it.
Echo 3 to Echo 7. On buddy. 3-8.
Echo Station 3PA.
Star Wars Timelines, a newly published official Star Wars book, hit the shelves recently. The book explores the timeline of the Star Wars universe, and it even gives us some insight on the events that have happened in The Mandalorian and even the Book of Boba Fett. Many fans were stunned, even pissed, when Grogu left Luke Skywalker in the Book of Boba Fett to just go right back to Mando. That show ended, and eventually The Mandalorian Season 3 debuted, and it was almost as if Grogu had never left in the first place, though he actually did leave in the prior episode of The Mandalorian, with Chapter 16's The Rescue. Fans were pissed, confused, or laughing at how horrible the Book of Boba Fett was. Before The Mandalorian Season 3 premiered, Favreau and Filoni went through an onslaught of media interviews. Favreau was asked on multiple occasions about how much time had passed since Grogu left Din Djarin, trained with Luke, and then returned to Din Djarin. Ultimately, everyone wanted to know how long Grogu actually trained with the Jedi Master. Was it long, short, or what? Favreau's responses were a little wishy-washy, but here's what he said. I don't know if I said many years. It's probably about the real time that we've experienced it. So it was the end of Season 2 when they said goodbye. We checked in the Book of Boba Fett about a year ago when they parted company again, and then he rejoined The Mandalorian. So now, I think somewhere in there, more than one and less than, somewhere between 0 and 2 years. Well, according to the recently released book, Star Wars Timelines, Grogu was with Luke for an extremely brief moment. In other words, next to no time had passed. According to Star Wars Timelines, all of the events took place in 9 ABY and were literally just a few weeks apart. Dude, they are all looking so foolish right now.
It's sort of the norm over there with Lucasfilm under Disney. I mean, it's almost like a laughable joke at this point. But yeah, when all that stuff came about, everybody's like, "Huh, that doesn't make sense."
I mean, Jon Favreau's the showrunner.
Yeah, he should know these things.
He can't even say how long it is, and then an official licensed Star Wars book comes out. It basically pulls the carpet out from under him. Now, look, Nick, I'm a fan of Favreau. I like Jon Favreau, but Season 3 kind of got away from him a little bit.
Big time. And Grogu played way less of a role, a significant role in this third season. And the thing is, if it was 2 years, just say it was a year. We'll just take that a half of that and just say a year. Luke's not gonna sit there and train him for a year and then give him a choice to stay or go. Like basically, he's gonna feel him out, see where he's at this point in time, and then before he even trains him at all, he's gonna have him make that decision. Why would he train him for a year or more, and then give him a choice way later on? It just doesn't make any sense, and this just shows the continued mess over there at Lucasfilm. They don't know what they're doing. They don't have all their ducks in a row, all their I's dotted, T's crossed, nothing.
No, I agree, guys. And this is a subject that so many of us were talking about at the beginning of The Mandalorian. How long was Grogu with Luke? And then you're watching Grogu and you're seeing his powers and how he's different. Now he can flip around. Now he can run around. And now he can actually stop the fire like he tried to do in Season 1, which he did, but he passed out after doing it. Now he's like, Psh, I got this. Now he's like all-powerful Grogu. And he was only with Luke for a very brief amount of time. We're going to hear all kinds of responses to this. We're going to hear people say, "Well, Luke Skywalker wasn't with Yoda very long," and we're going to hear so much stuff about this. We're going to hear this is Disney's sabotage of Jon Favreau. You know, what is really going on here? I think it's just horribly organized, and they don't have a good grip on this franchise. That's what I really think.
Yeah, and the thing is, the Luke argument. I mean, there's an argument to be made there for sure, but light speed travel isn't instant. It's not you jump into light speed and then boom, you're right where you're going. And there was, in the way that the movie was edited, it showed, that a lot of time, or for me anyways, that a lot of time had passed. Of course, on screen it wasn't that much time at all. But all the hiding that the Falcon and Han and all them were doing while he was training, the cutting back and forth between that whole thing, that was probably weeks. Now, granted, Luke probably wasn't there for multiple years or anything, but I would argue that he was probably there for maybe 2-3 months. But again, I definitely think that there's an argument to be made there.
Well, just remember, that's not the actual issue here. And I'm talking directly to our viewers. The main issue here is that Jon Favreau says it's somewhere between a year or two, and Star Wars is coming out saying, nah, that's not it. And it just makes the whole thing look very unplanned, very unorganized, and that is exactly what Disney Star Wars has given us. So, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. We hope that you'll come by Thursday night for our 30,000 celebration. It's a milestone for our channel. We got 30,000 subscribers. We're very grateful for that. Mark Hamill even sent us a tweet. It's pretty dang cool. And we hope that you come by for our live show as well on Saturday night. We'll be talking about all of these things. So, as we always say here, we are Echo Base Network. May the Force be with you, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Hi, guys.